This is a ballpoint pen invented in America more than 130 years ago. Its appearance changed the world, increasing the literacy rate of the people from 35% to 90%. It appears to be just a simple ballpoint pen. In fact, behind it contains quite complex scientific technology. In Europe in previous centuries, quill pens were not only difficult to use, but the writing was also very messy. At that time, not many people knew how to use a quill pen to write. Therefore, many people could only find writers to hire them to write letters. It wasn't until 1809 that England issued the first patent for an ink pen. From there, the steel ink pen was born. Steel ink pens originally consisted of a metal nib and an ink reservoir. Although it is easier to use than a quill pen, the coarse nib still cannot control the ink and often has problems with ink smudging. And it was a steel ink pen, with a selling price of up to $150 at that time, which only 20% of people bought and used. American inventor John Lauder changed the metal tip of his pen into 4 different round balls. This way the ink will be distributed evenly and prevent stains from appearing. This design solved the problem of ink flow, but required very high precision of the pen ball. If it's too large, it will clog the ink, making it difficult for the ball to get stuck at the tip of the pen. If it's too small, it will lead to ink leaking onto the paper. Next, this pen also requires very high-quality paper. It can only be used on hard paper. Thin paper will tear. Later, a journalist named Reddy Slowborough discovered that the problem with the pen was not that the tip of the pen touched the paper, but that the water level was affected by the angle of holding the pen, easily leaking ink and seeping into the paper fibers. And then he started experimenting with oil inks. This type of ink has great viscosity that almost does not bleed and penetrates the paper. At the same time, it also activates the physical effect of the capillaries in the small ink tube. This effect can cause water to climb without being affected by gravity or other external forces. We will see the effect of the capillaries being performed through this glass of water and a transparent straw, to see how the physical effect of the capillaries is performed. When water molecules in the straw come into contact with the surface of the tube, they will be attracted to surrounding molecules. This creates an upward or downward thrust. From there, the liquid in the tube will rise or fall. Beaker used this principle so that the ink always covered the tip of the ballpoint pen. Thus, even when changing the angle of holding the pen, you can draw a smooth straight line. His design was good, but the materials and workmanship drove the price of the improved ballpoint pen up to $190. It is still a luxury that ordinary people cannot afford. Until 1945, French manufacturer Marcel Pichy argued that ballpoint pens should not be a luxury item, but a writing instrument that everyone could afford. So he bought the rights to the ballpoint pen for $2 million. Then, with the help of advanced production machines in Switzerland, a small stainless steel ball mass production line was developed. To reduce costs, he also purchased a plastic injection machine and mass-produced plastic cases. When the ballpoint pen finally improved and hit the market, selling for just $2, its design was nearly perfect. The pen tip does not have complicated materials. The pen body is designed in a hexagonal shape, which is not only easy to hold but also prevents it from rolling on the table. The pen shell is made of polystyrene, sturdy, cheap, water-resistant, and transparent. You can see the remaining ink level at any time. There is a small hole on the top of the pen body. Its position is right on the handle. This small hole allows air to enter to fill the space of the pen, preventing ink from flowing back, activating the hydration effect. The stainless steel ball at the tip of the pen is accurate to 0.8 millimeters. When using a ballpoint pen, it helps the ink perfectly cover the tip of the pen for writing. When not in use, the stainless steel ball will be stuck at the tip of the pen to prevent ink. The pen cap can also be used as a pen clip and reduces shock when dropped to protect the pen tip from damage. This perfect ballpoint pen solves all the problems of previous ink pens. Most importantly, it is very cheap. After launch, sales reached 100 billion, making writing and drawing possible for everyone, and helping increase people's literacy rate from 35% to 90%. To this day, many people are still using this type of ballpoint pen, and it seems indispensable in our lives today.